as you're sort of looking her over. There's just like a brief moment, but you're very insightful, maybe enough to catch what's going on.
Yeah, and I get an advantage on those.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my god, man. What's with the natural 20s today, you guys? This is like a. Alright. Uh, as Ayla, you sort of look her over for a moment, there is just like a brief second where she sort of thinks, and you get a sense of like the way her sort of facial expression is, the way she sort of like remembers something. It gives you as if an impression of someone looking back on a time where they might have thought different. They might have thought it possible, but as if like thinking now, like it's too late now. No, I don't know about that. I don't think so. No.
Well, they killed a friend of mine in Agathroth, so I would have a little bit of satisfaction out of that.
Satisfaction out of what?
Killing a few of them.
Ah,
Quite a few of them, actually.
yes. That destroying them, killing them in battle has always been a great honor to the Dolarav. Meeting our foes and having them be strong to challenge us. But you see, orcs particularly have an advantage. They breed and mate much faster than we ever could. Their numbers are simply overwhelming. Yeah. Well, rest. You should. Save your strength. If you are to ride out and find this old woman, this sage, the way your friend speaks here, you will need all the strength you can muster. I must return to my sisters and brothers. I will leave you to your business. As she sort of turns back, you guys hear a crack of thunder from above as rain begins to fall. A heavy sort of rain as the evening begins to roll around. You feel this cold sort of sensation of the water running down. It is immediately brings out this strange, unique smell. A heavy sort of pungent smell of the swamp here as all of you kind of look on about and probably eventually make your way back onto the old swamp shells back. There you see Captain Ray sort of look amongst you all. She looks like a human. She looks like a human, but very much so obviously still her. Says, well, had your little chit chat with the locals. It seems to me at least like we're betting on the losing horse here. These people are in shambles. Not for you all, they'd maybe barely be still alive. Can you remind me again? What's the point of helping them?
So, okay, well, one, the Klosh task, if they take over this whole lands, we will be sandwiched between them and whatever's in Dumaran, which will not be good for your forces. Having them as allies, they'll be able to hold the line a little bit while we're there. Just giving us a safe exit out.
Unless they finish the work with these Dolarav and then are wounded, troubled, weakened, easier. The way I see it, maybe we could have one enemy instead of two in plans.
Well, think it's kind of interesting considering, you know, they are followers of Grumsh, uh, and wouldn't that be against your code, your religion? I don't
She
know.
follows the logs. Hmm?
Yes, I mean they're a betrayer. The Grumsh.
I don't mean to ally with them. I was merely speaking of culling the rest of them once there's only one enemy left.
It just seems like one is potentially worth saving or becoming an ally with, and one is worth culling, as you say.
She sort of sighs and says, I see why Varen trusts you all. You have best intentions, certainly, but best intentions are not what wins wars and destroys fortresses of darkness and evil.
You want to talk
Although,
about darkness and evil, though? They're working with a hag, Kosh Task. And
a hag.
if we think that there's more Fae stuff going on with the Shadow Fae, seems like it's more interwoven. You help them kill the Dolarav, what are you gonna have? Someone who's ready to stab you in the back because they're working with the people you're trying to kill in the first place.
You see her actually like pause at that for some time, says, a hag. I've read of such creatures, horrible, nasty things, opportunists, best I understand. Although I never learned their nature to be that of great scheming of overtaking powerful nations and such. Never heard of a hag queen.
You've never met them other
What's
than
one? Yeah. She was about to say like, what's one hag have to do with the great scale of things? And then yeah, she sort of stares back at you. Your mother?
the mother. That's the
Yeah,
same
no,
name.
you're not.
She's not my
Okay.
mother. There's three of them. The matron, the mother, and the maiden. And they're not like regular hags. They're smarter. They're stronger.
Great. You're part of the cult. Good to know. Huh?
I'm not part of their. Not anymore. And if
Oh.
they're here, that means they're meddling in things, and I think they're meddling with the Kush Tusk.
You believe they're here? You believe this is one that you're
Oh,
acquaintanced with?
I don't believe it, I know it.
You say a
And
hag.
this one, they trust you? They know you?
Who, the matron? Yes,
Whichever
she's
one
the
is
least
here.
problematic of the three.
Ah. Well, that makes our problem much easier, doesn't it? Huh? Well, yes, certainly. What I've heard, at least, these savages want us to negotiate or kill on their part, as it tends to often be. Instead, we have a enchanted dagger right here. She gestures over to Morgana. Rather than us all go and fight and talk to this uh, hag thing, why not just you? She'll trust you. She'll know you, perhaps. You're a perfect one to weave, serpentine your way within some unguarded blind spot, and then take whatever dramatic precautions you need. Cut her throat, take her heart, whatever it is that hags die. Staked at a heart, was it? Silver blade? Whichever solution to your problem that could be.
God, listening to you is like being back home.
I mean, I want to just say, Captain Olius, do you do understand the people here, the Dolarav, that they're part of Jorhos? You call them savages, just like the way the Empire thinks of you as monsters.
They're not part of the dynasty. Sure, they live here in Jorhas, but Jorhas is. The dynasty has been trying to bring peace and unity to all of Jorhas, but obviously, some of these people don't see it that way. They think they can fight their own battles. Well, it is obvious they cannot. That's why we're here.
So, I kind of want to take a moment to highlight the parallel there between your view of your own country and the people that live within it, and how my empire views your people.
She sort of kind of, you see her kind of squint and grind her teeth a little bit. Says, "Say what you will. Varen
Oh,
might have a
I
great
will.
positive outlook on all of this, and he might wish all of us to be united under the Lux and as allies, but I don't see it like that. I see the world as real as it can be. It's a bunch of orcs and a bunch of shaman, humans, elves, whatever they are, beating on each other. We just need to pass through their lands, okay? That's all we need to do."
It's not
My,
like that.
how Dwendalian of you.
She draws her blade and points it at you, says, "Don't you dare say that. I am nothing like your thieving people."
Well, you're saying that these people are in forest, they're fighting each other. Isn't that just like the Kreen and the Dundalians fighting among the Stormkeeper peaks and stuff like that? It's pretty similar if you ask me.
She's still sort of like staring daggers over at Alcina, but like retrieves her blade and kind of looks around. You guys all look at her, and especially you, like Ayla, who's super insightful. She like looks around a little bit, like, "What am I doing? This is not how someone with status should be acting, right?" And she like looks around a little, kind of like she like overdrew her hand or something like that. Like, this is not how a noble person should act. And she sort of like sheaths her blade. Says, I apologize. I acted hastily, but yes, perhaps you are right. We will do it your way. I agreed to that. I am allowed, however, to speculate of other solutions.
Of course, this is a group project.
Still looking over to Alcina. Looks back to you.
Alcina has this like absolute grin on her face, like she clocked the absolute fuck out of her, and it's just like,
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
know what sort of person you are.
Yeah. She looks amongst you all and says, "Well, still, if this hag is the issue, then why not use the most obvious thing? Someone she knows and might even like, perhaps. I don't know what your past is, Morgana, but if it could be a quick solution to the problem here, I'd say use that first."
I think that's tentatively the plan.
If she can divine, though, it seems a little pointless.
I mean, she can divine, but I told you she's not in her right mind either. So they might be able to trick her.
Also, I've dealt with a few diviners in my own personal space. It's not like they can predict every single thing. They're not omnipresent. It takes a amount of focus, depending on how powerful they might be, but still, it requires some focus.
I've heard of a tiefling that lives across the ocean that can do everything and divine everything.
What?
Divination, as skilled and powerful school of magic as it might be, requires some amount of presence. They need to foresee things. That doesn't just happen. Sure, sometimes in dreams and such, but it takes visions. I don't know. I don't know how powerful this sage, this old hag, might be, but well, if it is that she's a diviner, I have a plan. She smiles, says, "Diviners require eyes. Just take her eyes. Easy as that."
She's blind.
Oh.
This is so
Actually, hold on. For as much of an idiot as I think this woman is, she actually said something pretty intelligent
How
there.
dare you? She like gets in your face immediately. "I will not be spoken to like this again."
Yeah, well, you're
Okay.
kind of an idiot, and I'll do it again. But you did actually say something fairly intelligent, so settle down. I'm giving you credit. If what you said, Morgana, and like Alcina's just kind of like looking around Illiveray, she sees through the eyes of those crows, right?
Yes, I don't know how many there are.
What about going at night.
We kill all the crows?
No, you don't kill all
Oh,
the
sorry.
crows. You go
Burn the forest down.
at night. Crows can't see in the dark. They're not nocturnal.
I mean, that's true. I don't know if she sees through. It's worth a try. I mean, how many of you can turn invisible? I mean, I don't. She probably could see that through that too, but
I can turn invisible.
I don't need
Captain,
to. I could turn somebody else invisible.
yeah, Captain Ray looks and says, "I can cast the spell as well. I could turn one of you guys invisible."
Oh, could you teach it to me?
I don't exactly learn spells. Well, I do, but not as with a spell book. I am a spell knight. I'm an eldritch knight. I don't really have a spell book.
So you don't know, like, okay.
I don't think she has a way to physically teach you. Like she
I
doesn't
could
have a
attempt.
scroll.
I know how to cast the spell. It's a very wizardly way of casting spells. I just don't have a scroll to give you to like
Oh, yeah,
for you to learn from.
Well, we should do that at some point.
Alondra, the most shameless wizard. Do you have that in a spell? Can I learn that? Like,
Here, learn
Han, they're a cleric. Calm down. No.
Can you share that? Can you share that link? Thank you.
that.
She's like, all right, I'll try something. We'll see. But for now, we should rest and then head to whatever this location is. Deal with whatever this person is. She looks over to Morgana, says, I've heard a few things about hags, and that one particular is that they feed on children. Is that true?
Why would you think it's not true?
Well, the reason I'm curious is, here you are, standing here with all of us, and you obviously have ties to these people. You
You
ever
ask
eaten a
me?
child?
Not that I knew of.
That's not really a decisive answer.
Oh, you're asking the wrong person if you want a decisive answer.
She looks to the rest of the party, like, doesn't say anything, but like gestures, like, everyone okay with that? This person eats children, probably, right?
I mean,
That's around.
I mean, if you eat eggs, you eat children of chickens, but you wouldn't know if you got the cake that you're eating the eggs of a chicken. You know, maybe she had
I
like
think
some
the
kind of
Stares at
pie.
you for like 10 seconds without saying a word, says, I think you know that's not the same.
I know it's not the same. What I'm trying to say is if they gave her a cake and she didn't know it was a child's in the cake and she ate it, she unwillingly ate the child, not knowing.
Wait, what? What?
You made this question way more complicated. So, okay, I don't have a question anymore, but that's I'm going to meditate on the everything here. I hate the weather here, but whatever. And she walks off into like her own tent.
I trip her on the way out. No.
Like stumbles a little bit, says, who did?" And just sort of walks off angrily. Okay. Okay.
Oh, Sebastian. Oh, someone, Sebastian.
You feel nothing appear. You feel a presence in the room. That's all.
Comb my hair. It's
You
wet.
guys watch as her hair begins to move. There's like a blow dryer sound invisible as he's like drying the hair and everything. Beautiful, stylized hair as the invisible servant just works. Excellent.
What? I have to get some food for Red. I don't even know. I think he says he can get his own food.
I mean, it's
He's having a
pouring
stare
rain
down
out
with
there.
a sheep right now. Okay. You guys can settle in for the night and try to get some rests, get your long rests. You will be able to all get a long rest while here. However, throughout the night, Morgana, you find it very difficult. Oh, actually, I think Memily just said work call. I think she's away. Give her a little bit here, but yeah. Yeah, having some strange dreams and nightmares she is throughout the night.
Ah, shit.
Meanwhile, yeah, no, Red can just fly on through the swamp. He'll grab something, snatch something up. I don't know, maybe to like kind of like a moment of shock and maybe a little fear there. Ayla, he comes back having caught like a wild boar. You look
Oh,
at it like,
she
please
cannot.
no,
She
no, it's not the
cannot.
same one.
She cannot look. She does. She doesn't want to go in to eat.
He
She can't.
is. Yeah, you realize like, oh no, I hate natural order. As yeah, he just like picks up like a wild boar and devours most of it before he even comes back. But
No,
in
poor
your heart of
Plague.
hearts, Plague is out there somewhere, like looking around. Like, what was that? Did someone mention me? Yeah. The night will go on by. You guys can click that long rest button. You gain your spells back, your abilities back. Other than that, there's no other disturbances in the night. The rain does continue to pound down the rest of the following morning as well. The visibility is very much so reduced as you guys meet with Ruka in the morning, who sort of looks around and says, the rain is still here. That's good. Your travel will be much safer. It'll be harder to notice tracks or find orcs, even hear them. However, they'll be dealing with the same exact problem. That might work for you. However, she looks to the gigantic turtle you guys travel on. That thing might, usually probably help you travel, but here, it might slow you down. It could stay here if you wish it to. If you wish to bring it with you on your travel, you could as well. But it could be more noticeable, moving around in such a large beast. The beast itself doesn't seem that loud, but the path it leaves behind it is quite obvious.
Oh, I guess we could leave him here, right?
We'll tend to your beast. We'll keep it safe while you're gone.
He's very nice.
Seems like a wise beast. Does it have a name?
Yeah, his name is Swamp Shit.
Swampshell. Well, he's at home, I suppose.
I'm back.
Well, welcome
Oh,
back.
yeah, you ready? You're just in
That
time.
last night, Morgana. You guys do get a long rest, so you can click that long rest button and such. But Morgana, you have terrible dreams,
Oh no.
nightmares throughout the night. You don't think this is anything like induced by some sort of strange magics and such, just memories. You recall, well, very little at first, but as the years went on and as you sort of learned your place in this new family, cruelness, tricks, deceptions, trust was a weakness. You recall these people. You recall the matron. She was better than the rest, but sometimes she would as if lose her mind, flare up and punish you. You remember the pain. It's not just the lashings, but the magic infused within. Every time you would feel the presence of the mother nearby, your mind was filled with need to lower your head, to listen, to obey. But it was all out of this twisted love that was burrowed into you. You thought that you needed her. You needed mother. You needed her. And as the years sort of went off and away, you remember you and Laurent talking. You've been wondering lately, what has ever happened to him? You've not seen him, and maybe that concerns you. But now these memories, they all begin to sort of come back. Reminders. as you're sort of dreaming, obviously dreaming, remembering all these things, there's a moment, sometime in your like young, what is basically translates to like teenage years, in a memory. You're within the old hut in the upper floor where you stayed with the matron. And she's sort of teaching you some of her magic, a way to stitch a cape together. Further adorn it with some bones of birds and smaller creatures. There's a moment where you almost kind of, rather than following this dream as a set of memories from your own point of view, there's a moment where it sort of stops. As you kind of look around you, you see the matron. She's immobile. You see the air around you. Stagnant still, but the flies that are nearby and the sort of centipedes and some of the scorpions that the matron kept are all stuck, as if sort of frozen in time. You see the eyeless old woman in front of you, stuck in mid-sentence, just kind of frozen. And then you hear something, yeah? There's this tearing sound, like a wet paper being slowly kind of pulled apart, but fighting back, resisting. Threads slowly kind of tearing. It's like a wet sound. And you feel this like, ow, fuck, this pain. The back of your head. You instinctively sort of in this space, you feel that you can move. You feel the back of your head and you kind of look at your palm. You see blood. Your own. And there's something coming out of your head. There's a pain, and just like your blind spots where you can't see. And ow, again, you feel this pain as you feel your living crown there, as it was when you were this like teenager in this memory. But there's something else. There's at first what you thought was like the waves of your like the length of your hair and such moving at your shoulders, at your sort of chest level. It's not. There's this fog slowly coming out. Dark, very sort of dark, smoky kind of ashen and black smoke that is just slowly, gently rolling off of your shoulders and kind of falling to the ground. As you kind of look about, you feel, again, that pain, and then that tearing sound and more of that smoke sort of comes down. Then you begin to see some, like, tiny little specks of red in this smoke. Just begins to kind of flow down. In this, what you are certain is some sort of dream space. What do you do? Everything around you is frozen. No movement at all. Feels like your very lungs are plastered within your chest. Like you don't need to breathe right now.
Is there any mirrors in there?
Yeah, there's plenty. There's a mirror just opposite to the matron's old sort of wicker chair.
I want to go look in the mirror and see if I can kind of position in a way to see what's at the back of my head.
You kind of step up and approach this mirror. And as you do, you see your reflection at first, and as you sort of tilt your head to the side, try to sort of position yourself. At the very back of your hair, where your living crown begins your horns, almost, some would say, there's this tear. And there's this sort of shadowy mist coming out. Like it's falling out of your head. It's like falling out of your skull. It's just sort of falling down. It's landing in your hands, and it has a weight to it. It's like a gas of sorts, but it has a little bit of a weight to it that you can kind of physically feel. And as you sort of look at it and inspect yourself, like, what the hell is going on here? The mirror cracks and breaks. These sort of spiderweb-like cracks all across it, spread out throughout the entirety of the mirror, as you sort of like almost jump for a moment and stare back at your cracked and broken reflection. And as you sort of look to your hands and such, we, sort of like the audience, if you will, rather than Morgana here in the space. We see as Morgana looks down at her hands and touches for the back of the head and looks at the strange mist. But the Morgana in the mirror never turns away. She instead puts her hands on the mirror and begins to push from the inside. Morgana, you yourself look over, and in this mirror, you see a abominable shape. The shape that you induce into people's minds whenever you use your most horrific kind of spells. You see this shape begin to push out of the mirror until the mirror breaks away. A blood-curdling scream that she unleashes grabs you by the throat, twists your neck, and you wake up in the morning.
If she's in a bed, she's gonna fall out. Where is Ayla?
Presumably somewhere just like outside.
She's
feeding
gonna run
Red or-
over. She's gonna like run out of like absolute mess, like falling over her legs, like run over, like wake up Ayla. The back of my head. Just check the back of my head.
She'll look.
You wake up like, what? What? Oh, you're trancing, actually. You're an elf.
Oh yeah,
you-
yeah. Because I don't have to sleep for 8 hours, so I should be
True,
awake.
true. You wake up and immediately look to the back, begin to sort of inspect her here. Best you can see, you don't see anything at... Wait, that's new. You see this, like a scar, like an overgrown scar, right at the cusp, sort of right underneath her living crown. It's almost like she was cut there, or like the strain of the sort of living crown growing out of her head has left some like long overhealed marks. I don't think you've ever inspected her head like that before, but you just see these like overgrown scars. And as you sort of inspect them for a moment, there's this little kind of... At first you think like, oh, like her hair fell out or something, but yeah, no, what, like as one of her hairs kind of falls out, there's this kind of dark puff of little smoke that kind of emerges, almost like touching or tapping like a mushroom, and a little bit of like spores that sort of kind of drift upwards, a little like black smoke. Due to your, once again, incredibly high perception and the eyes of the eagle being able to see even the most minute details, you see this sort of weird, dark black smoke with little specks of red throughout it. The smoke immediately smells of mildew, of like old mold and dust, and it reminds you of something. Ayla, you can give me a religion roll. Awesome. Ayla, like the smell of entering like ancient catacombs or long sealed tombs, or a graveyard at night. the smell is tied, intrinsically tied to death. Like passing away. Shadows and gloom. Shadowfell, the realm of decay and despair. The red sort of flakes and dust that you saw, you don't know how to explain that one. You don't know what that was, but yeah, it's when you like pull the hair, and it's really not that hard to pull a hair from Morgana's head. It's almost sort of kind of comes out.
You have
It's
a
as if a
scar
little bit
here.
of it's almost as if a little bit of Shadowfell leaks through.
Oh. Morgana, there's something happening with smoke and stuff coming to the back of your head. Is that
No, no, no,
normal?
no, no, no. No, it's not real. You're telling me that it's no, not like the dream. It can't be happening. It's not happening.
You
It's
have a
not.
scar there. Did you always
No.
have that?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember.
At this point, the rest of the party, you guys are hearing some commotion and probably beginning to sort of like wake up.
Why are you guys so loud?
Well, she had a bad dream, but I don't think it was a dream.
Do you want Sebastian to
There was
to
smoke.
brush your hair?
No, 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 stop.
Don't touch me.
What?
She will like does it look like the scar is like anything seeping from the scar?
No, not really. It's just when you like pulled one of the hairs, and it was such a minute little like puff of dark smoke that only you, Ayla, could possibly notice it.
Oh, did you have a bad dream that your hair became smoke?
No, there's a hole. It's a scar. Smoke. Those red specks. In the mirror. She looked at me. She tried to kill me.
Who looked at you?
She just looks up slowly. Because, like, at this point, Morgana is, like, on the ground, like, sitting with her hands in her hair. And she's just like,
Mhm.
I did.
You tried to kill yourself in your dream.
I
Maybe
did
she's
kill
trying
myself.
to make her kill herself.
Remind us, how does a hexblade become a hag again?
Ritual.
Ritual. Okay.
Ritual. Ritual. It's the ritual. Is that what
Okay.
it is? Ritual.
I mean, I can, when you go to sleep, I can do a spell to protect you from good and evil, but I don't know if it'll work on you because it says it's supposed to protect from Fae, but you also Fae.
Don't know. I don't know. I don't like not knowing. That's why I
Do you
read.
not? Do you not want to go see that lady?
She sees everything. Doesn't matter. She knows. She knows that we are coming.
And I think that's a perfect time to end the session for tonight. As Morgana looks up at the party, says she knows that we are coming, and we hear rain, crack of thunder, and we sort of pan back, seeing this vast swamp. We see the moorlands, vast as they are, and we see fires and smokes in the distance. Many other battles had between these Dolorav, Koshtask. And as we sort of pan further back on up into these clouds, we see dark smoke pouring down slowly. And that's where we end our session for tonight, friends. My, oh my, what a fun one.
Spooky.
Yeah. Thank you all so much for playing. Good times as always. Good orc fighting on all of your parts there. That was excellently executed there. I was hoping Emily, you're gonna give that staff a try, see what it's made of. But maybe next time there'll be
I
opportunities.
thought about it, and then
Uh,
I was like, they probably have high con saves, so I'm not gonna.
yeah, all of those spells are kind of con saves, so yeah, unfortunate, but yeah. And yeah, no, next time we continue here in the swamp, some strange stuff is going on. It seems that Morgana's family has made some travel plans. Here we are on the material plane, and we're dealing with all kinds of nasty hag business. All the while, chasing after these clues of this red mist that Alondra here is after. That Alcina is discovering more about here. Odo still looking to prove himself and find the biggest, meanest challenger around here. While
Oh, that Iraqi
Ayla
guy.
is doing her best. While Ayla is doing her best to heal these lands and help her friends with the help of a few gift baskets. So
There
yeah,
you go.
Perfect
absolutely,
timing.
absolutely. That this is actually. Yeah, no, we'll pick up. And uh, GG's. Everyone
Yeah.
looking for the
We are.
past.
Is your
For sure. I can almost promise. I mean, I really
Yeah.
hope.
Uh,
I don't know why, over the last few days especially, my, internet's fine, but my latency is, ridiculously super, super high. I have trying to, contact them, the customer service. As of now, we're good. We're totally. I will beg for forgiveness, but I'll let you guys.
And then next Sunday is Dawn Trail weekend, so
Sorry,
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
it is.
Final
it's
Fantasy
Ah,
the
14.
fun. Yep,
Yep.
Oh,
Friday
it's
the
the
okay.
28th is early
yeah.
access for the expansion.
Yes, it is.
Does that
So,
mean you guys are gonna be full on game mode? We're not gonna be
Well,
seeing you for
no,
a
because
bit,
I'm
or
off on Monday, so I can play on Monday.
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Jess is like, I don't know, I might not
out
be
of
Oh,
here.
curiosity,
I will be here for our Sunday game.
out of
Gotcha,
curiosity,
gotcha.
are we playing on the 4th of July?
Presumably not. I imagine you guys might have some plans, but if
Yeah.
none of you guys have any plans, then
Well, that's what I
yeah,
figured,
sure.
but I'm just asking now because it
Yeah,
is a
that's
couple
good.
weeks
Good
away.
looking at. I forget. I'm European. I don't do that thing that
So
you guys do.
Yeah,
for
I
me,
don't do it either.
it's an odd one because it falls right in the middle of the work week, so I can't really do anything for it. So I
Interesting.
would be here. Yeah, because we get the holiday off, right? So I work Wednesday, I'm off Thursday, I work Friday.
Ooh, I get
Gotcha.
to sleep in. Shit, yeah,
Yeah,
hell
so I
yeah.
don't really
Let's
have a
fucking
whole.
go.
Because the
I have a
Wednesday
I don't
game's
have.
5-day weekend that weekend actually because my company got Wednesday and Thursday off, and I always have Fridays off. So yeah,
Nice.
Nice.
All right. Well, let's say this. For now, let's plan for it. If anyone can't make it, then because it is a holiday, we're gonna say that's all right. Pause. Continue next week, right? If anyone, don't feel pressured or anything like that. Life comes first, right? We're out here to have a good time, roll some dice. But these holidays and such, it's always nice to spend with the family, friends, or enemies, perhaps if you're into that.
No,
So
I don't go anywhere for those holidays.
fair,
Everyone wants
fair
me
enough.
to go to their house. I'm not going to no one's house.
Yeah, yeah,
I can make
yeah.
my own barbecue here.
Nice, nice. I'm over here mostly chilling these days. No big holidays coming up. I'm on a hunt for one of those those ground ACs because we're currently in an
Oh yeah, we
apartment
have
here
one.
looking to.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find one. There's no, they don't
Oh,
sell that anywhere here.
really?
To
What do you mean
find
a
one of
ground?
those
You mean like a portable?
yeah,
yeah,
like
one
the
of those
one you put in
portable ones you can
the
move around and
Yeah,
such.
it
Because
goes
you
into a
put
window.
in
It has like the tube
exactly
that
the
goes.
window.
I
Yeah,
have one. Yeah.
exactly. I'm
yeah.
trying to find one of those. They don't sell it at any of the stores. I gotta try to order it online or something like
Yeah, I've got one
that.
That's
upstairs.
crazy.
Yeah, I was about to say Costco, but I don't know if Costco
Yeah, we don't do
exists.
that
So.
here. We have a bunch of. We have the big one here is called Lidl. It's like a German store. It's all across Europe. But
Man,
yeah, yeah. That's me hunting for a way
struggle
to
is
cool
real.
down. Yeah. I'll live, hopefully. Yep. But yeah, no, everyone, GG's. Thank you so much for playing. This was lovely. A little spooky there at the end, but that's all
Oh
right.
my
I'm
gosh.
here to make you guys
That
have
was
some
great.
fun and hopefully traumatize you along the way.
Oh,
I
no.
feel like
So-
Morgana's the only one who gets traumatized.
Well, that's my whole life. Being a hexblood is trauma.
You
But
made a
it's
character that is made through horrific process that would break most people if they went through. And well, yeah, there's some spooky stuff. There's some spooky stuff going on, but that's all right. Right now, as you guys, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a lot of orcs out here, and as your character will probably know, that like fighting in the open here makes it like those orcs were, makes more fighting happen, makes more orcs show up, and that is in these moorlands a nearly infinite loop. Right, this is the ultimate wave-based modes, right out here. There's going to be a lot of orcs, and if you guys get into fights, well, you want to be quiet, you want to be fast, because it's very likely a bunch of reinforcements show up, and they summon a bunch of reinforcements. It is very deadly here. I'm letting you guys know that there is a very likely chance you're overwhelmed by the sheer number of enemies. So you gotta be fast, you gotta be decisive, or you gotta get the fuck out.
Nothing a fireball can't fix. Okay?
Nothing a fireball can fix unless they have a
You are
guy
not a
called
fireball.
Flame Hand. Maybe that has to do with something. I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, good times overall. Good times. Jess, if you don't mind, I'm going to throw you over to a secret chat. I just have a little thing to talk to you about.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'm trying to get you to plot to like kill the rest of the party members, but like without them knowing and stuff like that, right?
I mean, like, sure.
Oh, okay.
What
there
the
we go.
hell?
After our moment?
Wow.
Oh, she's probably just
That
like,
doesn't
Morgana's fucking
matter.
crazy. What the hell's going on?
I'm just like,
This
how
bitch
could
is
you
like-
after the threesome we had? How could you?
After I casted haste on you?
Okay, look.
I've
Listen,
never done that
look,
for anybody.
she's-
Oh shit.
You'll wake
True,
up,
true.
everybody will be dead, and there'll just be like a rose on your pillow. Like, that just says, thanks for the haste.
All right, I'm gonna throw Jess over into the secret chat real fast, but the rest of you
Night,
guys,
everyone.
GG's and good night from me.
Hey, good night, friends.
Good night.
Like, I'm going to the principal's
Bye-bye.
office.
Okay, everyone came in. Thanks for hanging out. Super appreciate it. Hope you have a lovely Friday tomorrow. Mine's going to be pretty hectic. And yeah, on Monday, we're doing over on Nambrus's channel the final or second part of Daxon's departure. So that'll be fun with my character Wormy and the rest of the crew's characters, all pretty neat. We got, yeah, should be fun. All right, we're gonna read out. We're gonna go see our friend Chicken Burrito. Have a great night.